Welcome to NewYorkTrue.com. As part of a 3-day bus tour, Democratic gubernatorial candidate Zephyr Teachout visited the town of Ghent Thursday evening. Speaking to about 100 people at a meeting hosted by the Columbia County Democratic Committee, Teachout had the audience even before hello.
Okay, go.
She spoke for about 30 minutes, giving her stump speech and answering questions. Here are some excerpts.
We are doing a whistleblower tour of New York. Because we are blowing the whistle on the corruption that we see. That is taking our state, which is a first-rate state, into a state of third-rate politics, which is affecting our schools, our infrastructure, our small business economy, our potential for renewable energy, because there's an old boys club in Albany that is calling the shots, and we are calling them out. And the we is myself, Zephyr Teachout, we all have our burdens to bear. Democratic candidate for governor, and I intend to be the next governor of the state of New York. I'm a real traditional Democrat, which means I think that there are some things that are basic to a thriving economy and basic to a thriving democracy. One of the basics is schools, and I mean public education. But if you can start to see education just as a list of numbers, you can forget that. Right now, we don't have the resources to do that in this state because Governor Andrew Cuomo has looted our schools to pay for tax breaks for big banks and to pay for tax breaks for the wealthiest New Yorkers, and that is wrong. That's one way in which I'm a traditional Democrat. I also think we need to really invest in infrastructure. You can't have a thriving economy if you don't invest in transit systems. Cuomo uses infrastructure funds more like an ATM, taking money out of them to pay for special projects. He tends to govern in symbols. Instead of a transit system, you have the Tappan Zee. And with the Tappan Zee, you're stealing money, dirty money. You're stealing clean water fund money to pay for it, instead of making sure we actually have the funding to pay for it itself. We're all on the edge of our seats right now because we hear that he was going to tell me at 7 p.m. tonight whether or not he would do a debate with me next Tuesday.
Nothing yet.
What?
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. I want to ban fracking. So I think we need to ban fracking because, as FDR said, a nation that poisons its soil poisons itself. I'm a traditional Democrat because I believe that we should not be privatizing and outsourcing and contracting out basic public services. Yeah, one of my favorite books is All the King's Men by Robert Penn Warren. And this wonderful quote in there where he says, "There is always something." Well, I'll tell you, when somebody is trying to privatize, there is always something. There's always some money in it. So we need to blow the whistle on that. Andrew Cuomo is a privatizer. The basis of my vision is that I see an abundant, resourceful New York, and I want to invest in it. And the difference between me and Andrew Cuomo, and me and Astorino, they're very similar, is that they see scarcity in the state. They see that the only plan we have is tax breaks for the rich, tax breaks for the rich. If we don't do tax breaks for the rich, everybody's going to leave. Nobody's going to leave New York for that reason. The reason people come here is because we are connected. The reason people come here is because we are open to people from all over the world, and because we support entrepreneurs in a small business economy, and because we dream big, not because we dream small. I was approached in March to consider running for governor. I thought about it for a month. That's not true. I thought about it for a day, but then I thought about it seriously for a month. I would love to serve as your next governor. But many people thought it was a real long shot.
They thought it was impossible.
Actually, that's true. They thought it was impossible. And as some of you know, one of my favorite heroes growing up was Muhammad Ali. And Muhammad Ali had a lot of things to say about standing up for what's right, and he had a lot of things to say about impossible. You know what he said about impossible? Impossible is a big word used by small men who want to, and I'll get the words wrong, a big word used by small men who want to settle for the reality they have been given instead of accept their responsibility and power they have to change it. We have 12 days, and all we need, we believe, is 350,000 votes, and I will be the Democratic nominee, and the Democratic nominee will be the next governor of the state of New York. I'm opposed to the Comcast-Time Warner merger. That seems to me to be a no-brainer. And I'm an old-fashioned trust buster, so one of the most disappointing things about the scandal around the Moreland Commission isn't just what Andrew Cuomo didn't say. It's what all the other political leaders didn't say. It's because you have a culture of silence and secrecy. There's some basics, like having a governor who wants a Democratic Senate.
Students next week will be getting report cards back, not report cards from the school, but from the state, how they did on the state tests.
Yeah.
The commissioner, what would you give him for a report card grade? John King.
Oh no, I know who you're talking about. I was trying to decide between a D and an F.
Are you running as a stepping stone to the White House?
12 days to break the glass ceiling, blow the whistle. Oh, thank you.
It's going on the backs.
So great. I know. I
Thank
know.
you.
Too.
Yes, I just
Awesome.
have any questions.
I'm a conservative.
I know
and
you
I love
are.
you.
I know. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
We've exploded on the bus.
Which way is the bus?
You're coming with me this way.
Oh, I don't get the beautiful, beautiful
You
bus.
don't get the.
Yes.
September 9th is coming quickly.
Yes.
What do the last 10 days or so look like?
Well, you know me. I will be campaigning. The more campaign stops, the better. I love meeting with people. I love meeting with community groups. And what we're finding is that the number of groups that are supporting us is really exploding. Just last week, we got the endorsement of the Bangladeshi American Advocacy Group, a powerful, rising new group in New York politics. That's the kind of group that is going to make a difference in this election. They can help turn out, 10, 20,000 votes.